Yo, what is going on, everyone? My name is Nick, or the Notorious Fantasy, and in today's video, we're going to be going in-depth into my top 5 best bets for the Saturday slate of the divisional round games in the NFL, talking about the Jaguars at Chiefs and the Giants at the Philadelphia Eagles. But before we could get on into things, I would like to ask that if you guys are new to the channel and you do end up enjoying today's video, do you please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And while you're down there, whether you are new to the channel or not, please make sure that you do leave a like on today's video. It would help me out a ton. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, please do so at NotoriousFantasy. So without further ado, let's get into my breakdown of my top 5 best bets for the Saturday Divisional Round NFL games. We begin with the Jaguars at Chiefs. My first best bet of this game is going to be Jerick McKinnon anytime touchdown plus 123 on Caesar Sportsbooks. Other books have this as low as minus 120, so plus 123 is a great deal on Caesars. He has scored at least 1 touchdown in all of his last 6 games. This game has the highest total on the week with 53. Ever since McKinnon has become a bigger piece in this offense, he has been a scoring machine, because if you guys remember earlier on in the season, there was a lot more CEH, and there was a bunch of parts of the season where we were seeing a lot of Pacheco, but recently McKinnon has been a stud, especially in the red zone. And again, even with Pacheco looking good and potentially maybe we see some CEH in this game, I am still very confident that Jerick McKinnon is going to find pay dirt and score up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. My other best bet of this game is going to be Trevor Lawrence touchdown Jesus himself, over 1.5 passing touchdown, despite the fact that this guy played bottom of the barrel football in the first half up against the Chargers last week in Wild Card Weekend, right? This guy played like dog shit. But miraculously, in the second half, this guy came back from the dead like fucking The Undertaker in the WWE, throwing for 4 total tugs in the game and ultimately eating that W over the Chargers. While on the season, if you do the math on how many times he hit over 1.5 touchdowns, which is 8 out of 18, you might be a little bit discouraged, but in this matchup, since it's going to be so high scoring, like I talked about when we talked about McKinnon, I think that Trevor Lawrence should easily be able to throw at least 2 touchdowns in this game. This Chiefs team has let bad teams linger around with them all year long. If you remember, just a couple of weeks ago, the Texans took the fucking Chiefs. Most people think the Chiefs are like the best team in the league, even at that point, and they went to overtime. So again, I don't think this is going to take Trevor Lawrence's best game ever to hit over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Now we'll pivot to the Giants at Eagles game for the other 3 picks for the weekend. Isaiah Hodgins over 40.5 receiving yards, minus 101 on Caesars. Smashed last week up against the Minnesota Vikings with 8 receptions on 9 targets for 105 yards and a touchdown. He led the team in that game in both targets and receptions, and he's had over a 90% route rate over the last 4 games. To me, he is very clearly the numero uno, the head honcho, the number 1 weapon at the wide receiver position on this team, because the true number 1 weapon on this team is Saquon Barkley. But even though I think he's the most skilled receiver on the team, I still think he's actually going to face the number 2 corner up against Bradbury instead of Darius Slay. I think the Giants are going to keep this game competitive. I don't really think you're going to turn this game off at halftime because the Philadelphia Eagles are dogging out the Giants, right? I don't really think they're going to get sodomized 50 Shades of Grey style. And I think Hodgins is going to be key in this game, getting over 40.5 receiving yards. With how good Hodgins has looked at points in the season, 40.5 almost seems a little low for his over-under. Next up, we got Saquon Barkley of the New York Football Giants, minus 105 for the touchdown on FanDuel. Anytime touchdown score for Saquon Barkley. Over the last 10 games, he has scored at least 1 touchdown in 6 games, scoring 2 touchdowns last week up against the Minnesota Vikings. He only played in 1 game up against the Eagles this year. Since the team rested their starters in week 18, he never scored in their other meeting, but I do strongly believe, again, that this is going to be a competitive game. I don't think that the Philadelphia Eagles are going to be up 24-0 at half. Right? Maybe the Eagles score instantly, right? That could happen. But I don't think this is going to be a game where the Giants are just crawling from behind all game and then Saquon Barkley kind of gets phased out of the offense. So I do think Saquon Barkley at -105 is very fair value for an anytime touchdown score. And final bet for the wildcard weekend on Saturday. Not wildcard weekend, divisional round. Wildcard weekend was last week. Quez Watkins under 19.5 receiving yards, -114 on FanDuel. 5 straight games of under 19.5 yards. Overall, in 10 of 16 games this season, he went under the 19.5 receiving yards number, while all it takes is one deep strike from Jalen Hurts to smash, Hulk fucking smash, over 19.5 receiving yards. I'm still going under based upon what we've seen this season and the trends of recently of him going under. He's going to go under yet again. Quez Watkins under 19.5 receiving yards. Thank you guys all so much for watching. If you ended up enjoying, again, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, as well as hitting that like button. It would help me out a ton. I love you guys all so much. We'll be back tomorrow or potentially, tomorrow with the Saturday or the Sunday version of this video, because today was Saturday. We have the games for Saturday: Jaguars at Chiefs, Giants at Eagles. And then we're going to talk about the Sunday slate. I love you guys all so much. Last time out, we went 3-2 on the wild card round. Let's go 5-0 on Saturday. I love you guys all so much. Have a great rest of your guys' day. And as always, good boy.